Okay, in the shop today we got Eonon UX6S2. This is the receiver we're going to put in today. I got this box in last week. How many of you could hang on to a box for several days? I probably got this 3 or 4 days ago. I've been so anxious to get into this box. It's by Eonon, and it's a new CarPlay radio. We're going to open this up. We're going to do an unboxing right now. So let's see what's inside. So you get to see it at the same time I do. That's cool. Double box. Well, it's got that plastic wrapper on there, keep the moisture out of it. It's got a okay, here we go. Look like here's your main unit. And here's your box. Got all your very well packaged. This is your main unit. Look at that, that's nice. We'll get that Camaro here closer here in just a minute. Got your user's manual. So that's a 7-inch screen across here. Okay, on the front of this we got your main power knob right here, or your, not power, your volume knob right here. And right down below that's your power button. And there's your reset button. Down below there is your USB-C. Connect to your cell phone. Right down below that is USB-A. And down below this one is your auxiliary input. So if you want to connect your, have some MP3s on a USB drive, you can stick it in there, or you can connect your phone directly up to that, your USB-C. Okay, on the back you got your main power right here. You got a fuse protected. It's got coaxial, optical out. You got all your connectors here. You got, this is 4G, like your cell phone antenna. This one is GPS. This one is Wi-Fi. And this is your radio input for AM/FM radio. So that looks like going to be a nice unit. Okay, I got a lot of these packages opened up. Right here's your microphone. So I'm sure that's going to have your telephone and everything all built in, so you can talk. And that'll plug in with the regular connector there. I have to find a place to put that. Then right here is your backup camera. That's pretty cool. put it in reverse, you'll be able to see on the screen what's behind you. There's your wiring to get all that done. Looks like that's quite a bit of wiring, and we'll be installing that at a later time. That's your camera. Mount that right by the license plate. Might be a good place to put it. And run it through the car. Okay, this one here is your 4G antenna. Tell by the connector on it. The cell phone antenna. That'll stick on somewhere up on the dash or somewhere. Had to find a place to put it. Okay, this here's your GPS antenna. See where you're at. GPS, and that's got another kind of connector on it. So we just got to make sure we get it. They're labeled so you don't have to worry about plugging them in the wrong spot. And that's a couple screws. Your instructions for the camera. Then you got your wiring harnesses stuff over here. This is the run down along the side there. You can plug in another USB, like you want these little thumb drives like this. Just stick it in. You gotta get it right, just like that. Now you got a bunch of music on there. You can play that through the stereo. That's pretty cool. That's your USB-A connector. This is your video bundle. You connect, you look like you got stereo wires, you got video wires, you probably connect a DVD player or something to that. Play movies in there, that's cool. More connectors, it goes on the back side of it. This here's your main wiring harness. That'll plug into the back of the unit. Now I believe, we'll check and see, make sure. See, that's your power unit right there. The small connector. And this here will go to the car. This is rear audio out, and that one says TX RX. So we'll have to get the installation guy to see exactly what that is. Okay, there's a bunch of screws and a fuse and a reset thing that you push on the front button. Here's some more USB-A with a little connector on it. Here's your backup camera right here. That's your backup camera. That'll go up here in this top slot right here in the front. On your car, you will need some kind of an adapter. Some way of installing it in there. You gotta have a way to stick that unit in there. Looks like we're going to be using this one. Take out the center so we can have, there's just way too much room right here. So it's going to have to mount in here first. Take out the center one. It might just even snap in there. Anyway, this looks like it's going to be a pretty good fun project to do. But it's going to be so worth it when you get done with it. Okay, on this kit here that fits inside the 5th gen Camaro, this Metra, you got to cut that centerpiece out of there like I showed you earlier. Just took a jigsaw and cut out the middle of it. And that's the way it's going to sit, like that. Got all the trim pieces around it. Now I got to figure out how these side pieces go on it. Show you here. You got these side pieces that connect to this part. It connects to here, and it'll screw to the radio itself. So that's what we got to figure out next. That's all going to fit real nice in there. So I'm going to be off camera trying to figure out this wiring here. I don't think it looks very difficult, but I think once we figure out what goes where, I don't think it's going to be not that hard. Okay, this in here is the one I was looking for. This big wiring harness here, I believe this goes to the Camaro. These two connectors here. So what it's looking like to me is we're going to have to splice these together. And this in here goes to the radio. Make sure you don't cut off the wrong end. Make sure you absolutely know which end you need to work on. This goes back here in the back. This is your main power wire. Connects right back here in the back. So before we cut or splice anything, we're going to go out to the car and we're going to pull the old one out. We're going to see what connectors are on the car, what plugs into what. So we know this one plugs into the radio. If this one here plugs into the car, this does have a Snapdragon processor in it. Same thing as Samsung cell phones. That's a really fast, it's Android, so it's a very fast processor. Alright, we'll go out to the car and we'll see what we can get done out there. I'm going to show you how to take out the main radio. It's very simple. I got it all snapped in there. You can see where your screw holes are. I have to put some screws in it. But these kits right here, you're just going to have to do some trimming, cutting, and it'll generally fit your radio. You got to be real careful with it. Not to cut anything that you need, but cut everything off that you don't need. You can see right here we can get the screws in here pretty soon, but the way this thing fits in there, it's not going to come off of this mount here. It fits in there where you got to pull the radio out before you can get these side pieces off. So this is looking good. This will fit up in here. So what we'll do, we'll mount this in there first, just like the old unit comes out. This will be your two bottom screws, and this will be like this will mount in there. Mount this in there first, then you'll slide this piece over the top of this one. So I don't know exactly how far it's going to sit back in there, but we'll get it figured out. Anyway, off to the car now. Okay, on the Camaro, you want to get your trim tool out, and we're going to go around this, but first we need to move this shifter. Take your key and stick it in, and you gotta put your foot on the brake, at least stick it in neutral, and I think you'll be good. Turn it back off. I'm gonna go ahead and raise that up so it don't roll. Stick your trim tool up under this. Just kind of pull up on it. Okay, that was easy. Pull this out. There's a connector back here in the back. We can either lay it over here and leave it there, or we can disconnect it. It's just got one of them real easy connectors on there. You just push it and pull. So we got it disconnected out of the way. Okay, on the next step, we got a down here at the very bottom. Yeah, that's just a Phillips screwdriver. Never know what they're going to put in there. Okay, we've got one of them out. That is a Phillips screwdriver. Phillips screw. Got one more to go down here. Set them aside. I'm going to go ahead and get this car put back in park and key turned off. Don't run my battery down. I think I can still get this radio out. Just pull it from the bottom down here. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to pull that shifter back just to be on the safe side. That's a tough one to get out of there. There we go. I guess I should have reached back there and unplugged it. The wires are too short. Look how short that is. That's what the problem was. Okay, got that out of the way. There's them two screws I was trying to get to down there. Right down on the bottom of the radio there. Move that out of the way. Look at that. Somebody's been in here. Somebody didn't even put the screws back. Isn't that crazy? That's the reason why the wire was so tight. It's supposed to have 4 screws. Pull this out. Yeah, this car's been gone through so much, it's crazy. Okay, this is going to be your main antenna plug right here. Get all this stuff unplugged here. Just push in on that and push it down, and that releases it. See, that's your main plug that we're going to have to plug into right there. It's on that meta kit. Okay, this here, I believe you push in on that. That one there, that's your XM radio, I believe. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, there's a slot on the side there that you kind of push it in this way, and then push and then pull out. Some of them connectors, I'll tell you, they can be really fun to disconnect. So that's what we got. I figured there'd be more connectors on this, but there's not. This is our little short connector here. I don't know. It's a good thing I ain't got all these cut up. I'm gonna have to figure out what the deal is on that one. So this here would be your, this would be your controls, I believe. Yeah, that'd be your air conditioner controls right here. That goes to your bottom. Of course, it also runs your radio part of it too, but that's where we're going to connect up for the radio. The radio and the plug right into that. Okay, I'm going to go get the other wiring harnesses and see what we got here and see what we got to plug into what. Kind of give me an idea on what we got to do. Okay, I brought this unit out there. Yes, that's right. That plugs into that short wire right there. Can you see that? That should light all this up. Well, I might have to do some trimming on it. I don't know. It's not wanting to go back in there. Not going to show much anyway. It's supposed to fit right in there, but you take the original, compare it to the other one. Pretty close to the same size. Okay, so we know that this is going to fit in there. That's going to be our main connector here. It's like it fits like that. Snaps in. It also has steering wheel control, so you won't lose your steering wheel controls on it. See, this in here is just your illumination wire. This will just plug right into this, is what that's for. These two are for. So we got a connector for that one. This one connects into there. Then I'm going to have to see how we're going to do our radio on the antenna part of it. This is a totally different kind of connector than what's on the car. See, this one came out as a, let me knock you over there. See, that one's well, I'm gonna have to get the instruction booklet out. It's gonna be nice, I'll tell you what. It's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be so worth it. So if you're really not comfortable wiring up stuff like this, then you got somebody, I'm sure, in your family or friends that knows all about radios. So just get them to help you. Don't be intimidated by all these wires, because it's really not that hard. It's really not. A lot of us labeled. That's what was plugged into the factory radio. So the other radio's not like that, so I might have to get some kind of a connector, some kind of an adapter for it. So I'm gonna have to look into that, get that on the way, and I'll let you know what I come up with. One of them's got to be the antenna for your AM FM, so one of them is your XM. Okay, we're going to shove these back a little bit. We're going to do our first test fit. Get these out of the way. I pulled the knob here off just to get it all mounted in there. I got my screws on there. Got my screws on the side there. That's going to fit in there real nice. So you got 44 pin here, 16 pin on your radio. It's just all one way, so it's all real easy to hook up. Real easy to hook up. But this is all, it'll make it so much easier. You look at all the room we got back there in the back. Plug that in, but right now we're going to go check out we're going to go install the backup camera. So you put it in reverse, you'll be able to see a picture right here of what's behind you, so you don't run into nothing. So we'll go do that now. Okay, on this backup camera, You can mount it basically wherever you want to put it. You want to be able to have access to put your wire in through here, in behind the tag. So you can mount it up here. We're going to put it right in the middle here. Kind of have it out a little bit with the mount facing up. Now I've already cleaned that good with acetone. That was pretty dirty up under here. Just clean it off real good. I'm going to use the double-side tape and screws. See, I don't mind putting screws up in the top up there. Okay, on this double-side tape, we'll stick it right in the middle here. Kind of facing out a little bit, but not too much. Stick it right there. Good spot for it. Pull the cover off of it. See, that's almost flush. You rub up against it, let him clean the lens for you. So that's good. You want it that way, it's out of the way of the license plate. License plate can go up under there. Now we got to run the wire here. I'm going to go ahead and drill a couple holes in there. I'm going to go ahead and put the screws. Little screw packs also included. We'll get a screw on each side and we'll screw it in. We put the double-sided tape on there just to hold it in place. Okay, there's our screws drilled. Take this little screw pack right here. We'll screw them in. That'll be the camera's going to be mounted. Okay, now we need to take off the fasteners off the back of this plate right here. This right here, we need to get access to the back part back here. We got to pull this off. Okay, we got it off. Okay, looks like we're going to be drilling a hole. We drill into this back here. It's going to be right into the trunk area, right in that area that we just took off. So we need to run these wires. So we're going to have to drill about a 1/2 inch hole. I'll see if I can find a rubber grommet that I can run the wires through. Okay, you can see the camera right here. Right there is where I drilled a hole. You see my finger there? I should have drilled a little bit further over to the left. That'll get you to the inside of the trunk. If you don't drill it there, you're going to have to, if you drill further up here, you have to go through 2 layers. See the seam right there? Have to go through 2 layers. So right down there is the best spot. Get these through here. It's going to take a 1/2 inch hole, kind of wall it out. So now we got this going in behind the license plate. We'll get us some black tape and we'll just make our own rubber grommet right here, and that should be good. You don't want to leave it like this. It's going to sit there and rattle, or it's going to mess up your insulation on your wires. You're going to have shorted wires out. Okay, I'll get the tape on there and we'll go from there. Okay, like I say, if you can't find a rubber grommet to run that wire through, just make your own. Wrap some tape around it, big enough to go through the hole. We just barely get this back into the hole. Then put some more tape on it, on both sides, and then you zip tie it. That way you'll never have any trouble with that coming out. So now we're gonna, I know that's not the best way to do it, but I didn't even think about getting rubber grommets for this job, so you'd have to You'd have to have it small enough that you could get over these pieces right here. You got to be able to stick these through the hole, and then and still be able to seal up the hole. So that might be a kind of a hard grommet to find. Anyway, we got this job done. Now we'll take these wires right here. We'll take then we'll go this way, in behind this carpet, up over the carpet, and into the back seat area. So we'll try that. Okay, get your wire plugged in. You can only run it one direction. It's got two plugs on one side and one plug on the other. This side also has a power wire on it. So on this side over here, I just pulled the carpet back as far as I could and took the bundle and just dropped it right in behind the back seat right there. Right back in there. Now we'll go drop the back seat and we'll grab it. Drop the back seat right behind this plastic. Move this back. Drop it down and over. Put all this back. Down along the side over here. And we're almost there. Okay, shove the wire down along the side of this seat right here. Shove it down real far where you get it up under the under this plastic part right here. This is where you should be now. Now we gotta go in behind this seat belt right here. Now we'll just continue to stuffing this up under there. You can pull these off if you want to. See, that's our wire here. Just shove it up under there. Now if it starts sagging down, you might have to pop these off. They're not that hard to pop off. They just pop right off. And then you can run them right into here. Probably be a better way of doing it. Run it right along this channel right here. Then we'll put the trim piece back on. This is on the passenger side. So I'll get that done real quick. And then we should be clear up front here. Going right along this channel right here. And we'll be right down to here for long. Okay, I shoved that wire underneath right here. Up along there. Got it way up along there. Then I gave it a pull. And that brought it up. That brought the wire back up. So you don't have to worry about it sagging down. So now we got the wire right there on the passenger side. Very top of the, right at the top of the floor mat right there. Now we'll go on over. Maybe go ahead and go across the console just right there. Yeah, we'll just shove it right along this, right along the top of this carpet right here. Right here's the console. So we'll be there. Okay, I'll get that done real quick. Okay, to fish your wire from down below to up in the where the radio is going to sit, get you a piece of wire, or this is a piece of brake tubing. Just shove it down through there, and you'll see it come out right down there. Hook the wire on it and pull it through. Okay, you can see the yellow connector there. That's our backup camera. So we got all that done. Now start snapping our covers all back on. This side panel here and the one in the back. Then we'll have that wire ran. Got plenty of wire. That's where we wanted it. Alright, next we'll work on the GPS antenna and the 4G antenna. Okay, I got the microphone right there by the right under the mirror. Got running across right over to here. I'm changing out these B pillars anyway. They're going to be black. So I was going to do this anyway. I'm still working. It's one of the last couple pieces on the interior swap. So I got to get these out. Get them swapped over to black. Then we still got the GPS antenna. I still have the 4G antenna. That 4G antenna. Just stick it right to the back of this. And the GPS can go right straight forward there. Right in this area. It's all plastic in here, so it shouldn't affect the signal. A lot of people, in fact, even Google said that the best place is down here, unless you want to have it sticking up on your dash in sight. Could run a wire up through that. These will just pop out. Run the wire and have the antenna sticking out there, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to stick the antenna under there, and I'll get that done. I'll be right back. Okay, there's the GPS antenna. And the 4G is right up under here. Right up under this. Right up there on that little ledge right there. Right here on this ledge. Then you can put your extra wire over here to the side. Okay, there's our two antenna wires. They're both marked, so there's not going to be any problem connecting them up. Right up here's our antenna wires. FM and Sirius XM. Now we just got to run the microphone. Got to run it up underneath here. Get it over to where it comes out right over in here somewhere. So that shouldn't be too hard. I'm gonna have to pull this side panel here off. Then just start heading towards the radio area. So I'll get that done real quick. Okay, got all the wires ran. There's my, right there. That's a microphone, GPS, and the 4G antenna. All the antenna wires are there. Big connector there. You got everything done. I got one more A pillar to put in. I got this one all snapped back in. It really turned out nice. So I got the other one to do next. Yeah, it looks nice. All the interior is just about done. Okay, I'll get that one done and I've already went through and got a lot of it ready to go. Put on my shrink tape right here. Already put on my connectors on the other end. That'll make it go a lot faster. So we're going to start at the top of the list on the Metro kit. That's on this one here. I just showed a preview video of how to put all this together. If you need a detail on the 5th gen Camaro, you cannot buy a wiring harness that is plug and play. You got to have your CAN bus. This is a module that's a installation module. I forget what they call it, but you got to have that. You cannot buy. Now, as far as I know, you can't buy a plug and play where you just plug into this, plug into the back of the receiver. You basically got it pretty well wired up yourself. And if you need a detailed information on how to do that, then I'll have that video out here very soon. Okay, now we're going to start plugging in all of our antennas. I do have, I need to go get the USB cables. They go in here too, so we can run them. So maybe I'll just set this off to the side for a minute. Okay, got that one on. And I need the other one. Yeah, be sure to leave yourself lots of slack on that. I should have grabbed one more loop on that. I'll have to shove it back. Let's stick it back in its cubby hole. Okay, right here. Okay, now we need the microphone. Right there. And right here is your connector. Snap. Okay, that's going to be good for now. We got everything connected. We've got this CarPlay. We're going to have to try to move it around to where we need to go with it. Take all these wires, shove them to the back. Okay, I got some 7mm here. Just stick them in there. Pull my Phillips screw out. I just put that in there just to hold it. I did a test run on this last night and everything's working good. So we've got everything else plugged in that we need. Okay, that thing's gonna ding till I get the door shut. Okay, this is our CarPlay USB right here. This is our microphone. We need to shove that on back. Back to the back. That's our chime box. We need to shove that back too. Okay, on this, I gotta go over that right there. Go on the other side of it. And we got this pink wire connected now. It lights up your. I think it was lit up before, but anyway, it's lit up now. I want to show you on this right here. I did have to trim it. Remember, this came out. I trim it on all three sides here. Otherwise, the instruction says you got to pull out the center console to get the radio in. Let me move this back. Let's see, I've already got it. Got a blank screen and no signal, so we still got to work on the backup camera. Probably looking for a brake light. That's gonna look so good. I think it's gonna fit in there pretty good. These do have your white clips on there. It's supposed to clip right into here, but they're not a clipping yet. I think that just might work. I'll get them back screws in there. I don't remember what I did with them. I'll go get some screws. Okay, this is for your SIM cards right here. Slide that open. I believe you can put 2 SIM cards in there. Yeah, one on top and one on bottom. Maybe that's just one, I don't know. Put your SIM card right there. Just so you can get on the internet. I got it right down below here. Just gonna go ahead and put this all back together. This is for your CarPlay USB. Got that hanging out over here. Got this part here. Pull this back. Okay, get this thing plugged in. Okay, that's good on that. There's your CarPlay right there. We can plug into that when we need to. Okay, now we got to connect the backup camera, and it's going to require a signal from the brake light. So in order to get that, we need to pull these off. Need some kind of a tool to pop these up. Might be better just to get a couple screwdrivers. So I'll work on that and I'll be right back. We'll get that cover pulled off there. Okay, this is on the passenger side of right above the tail lights. Got that cover off. Here's our brake lights, the wires, and we're going to have to drill another hole. Just need to drill it in the bottom corner down there, because you can't go all the way to this rubber grommet all the way down there and still have enough wire. You got just enough wire to get to this corner down here and to come up to get to these wires right here. So I'll drill a hole. You can drill a much smaller hole now, being you only got these small wires to go through there. So I'm gonna see if I can't get it right down in here. Okay, got that done. Okay, there's our wires. Backup camera wires. Take this wire. We drill a hole. Right under here. See it right there? Run the wires up through it. Bringing our wires through. See, this way we got plenty of wires. Gonna get some zip ties. There's a little hook right here. We're gonna zip tie that. The way them wires will stay up. Right there's your backup camera wire goes through. Okay, I got the emergency flashers flashing right here on the, you can see, be the very first pin right there. You can see it flashing. I guess you can't see that, can you? See if I can get down further. See it flashing? It'd be the, so your green wire is your hot flashing wire. So that's what we need to get that's our wire we need to get signal from. That green wire there. Got plenty of wire here. So we should be able to get a ground wire off of that too. You see this side over here is still flashing. Well, it was. I guess I unplugged it. I guess that's why it's not working anymore. No, it's working. Like there's three bolts here to take one of the lights out. Okay, this is the kind of connector you're going to need. Be able to connect into a hot wire without cutting the wire. So I'm gonna get, I've got two of these, so I can do both the hot and the ground. Okay, we have tapped into the green wire. That gives us our red, our power for the camera. That's the best way to do it right there. You can wrap some tape around that or whatever you want to do. Now we got to find a ground wire, or we can do the same thing on the other black wire. I guess I could test the black wire. I can put the battery lead over there on the positive side and then check my grounds over here. Okay, we've got our splices down. That's what it's going to look like. Now we get that plugged back into the brake light down here. Be good to go. I think I'll wrap some tape around that. Call it good. Them can be fun to put on there. Looks like there's two reds on there, but the further back one is the black one. I don't know why they put it. That's the black one. I was lucky I still had some of them. I thought I was going to have to order them. Okay, that's all done. We should have backup camera now. I'll get everything all put back together. Get the cover and everything put on that. Get all this mess put away. We'll go try out the camera first. I'll plug this in. Okay, we got backup camera. You let your foot off the brake and it goes away. You see all my fingerprints. Thought I'd show that now in case if I forget later, because there's so much to show in the next part. So we'll get to that now. That's gonna be the fun part. Okay, here's the fun part. This is the part that I like. After all this work, getting all this put in, it's finally time to try it out. This is our new Eonon. I'll put the model number right here. Wow, where do I even start? What a unit. Okay, I guess we'll start out with maps. That's where it popped on. But for the most reason why most people get a radio is because of the radio. I got it turned down because of copyright. We got a few songs on the thumb drive that's copyright free, that's on YouTube. But yeah, you got all kind of selection on your radios. You got so many of them on here. If you're around the big cities, then you can get all kind of stations. Okay, I don't have this connected to the internet. I mean, it's connected through Wi-Fi, but I'm not signed on to Google yet, so that's not gonna be able to do anything with that. So you got Google Play. We done showed the maps, all of the United States. Then you can zoom in or zoom out. Yeah, it's just your normal GPS unit. I'll tell you, I could spend hours on this thing. I could spend another hour just showing you the features of this thing. APK installer, your telephone. You do have to put a SIM chip in that. Okay, we got our DSP. That's our equalizer. I forget how many, 40 band I think it was. You can set up your whatever you want to do. User 1, user 2, standard, rock, classical, jazz. You can do pop, cinema, all kind of different things. That's just one thing you can do on this. And it'll adjust your levels as you change it. Jazz got the higher mid-range. Okay, your file manager. Here's your USB 1 right here, and here's your local. I believe you can store 64 gig of songs, music, and movies, pictures, all kind of stuff in there. Podcasts, you got all kind of downloads. Then on your USB, we got 3 tracks on here. Okay, there's some tracks on YouTube. Copyright free. You don't have to worry about getting no copyright strike. Really sounds good off the USB. Kind of more of a jazz style. That's playing the MP3s. That does sound good though. Okay, now the best of all, we're going to play video. that's on the thumb drive. You can record anything off of YouTube, your favorite shows, you get it downloaded off of YouTube and you stick it on a thumb drive and you can play whatever you want. This is what I chose. This is so cool. Okay, take two. It had too much glare out there in the driveway. Here we go.
Hey Siri, call Penny. Hey Google, play music.
Was that cool or what? Okay. Now we got our settings. That's all in the file manager. We got our settings. We got, it's where you set up your internet, your SIM card, your AP general. You can look through that language and your system. It does need a system update, so we're gonna work on that. It's your steering wheel controls. This is your updater right here. See a little red dot? It shows I need an update on it. That's your Google. That's where you can type in stuff to search up something. Okay, going to Bluetooth music. I don't have any music on the, actually I'm using the wrong phone. Should be recording on this one. Oh well, I think I got enough memory in it. Okay, Bluetooth music would be on the phone that I'm using, so that's going to be, anyway, you know how all that works. This is auxiliary. This is your auxiliary plug down here. Just plug in whatever you want, some kind of music player or whatever. Here's your front camera, which we don't have. We got music. Back to them songs. And radio, we already did the radio. Video, that's this in here again. That is so cool. Google Chrome, YouTube. we're not around the Wi-Fi. I'm too far away from it right here by the garage, so I can't connect onto that. GPS. This is your GPS. What'd that say? GPS test is what that is. I assume that's all different satellites that's picking up the strength. You gotta have 3 in order to pinpoint exactly where you are. This is what it's looking down on. This is headings, degrees, like north, south, east, and west. This would be great on a boat, something like that. Your miles per hour, your different time zones, and that's the date and time. But that's pretty neat. This is Assistant. Netflix pops up on there once you log in. Sign in with the sign-in code. You got Z-Link. Then you got Torque. That's where you can put you gotta have an OBD2 dongle that goes in there, and it'll Bluetooth it over to this, and you'll be able to read your codes and everything on this. It's pretty neat. Here's your fault codes. It's not going to do nothing because it's not set up. That's one thing you can do with it. This is where you can add your applications down here. So you put one down there. This is where you set up your steering wheel. You hit the plus button. Same time you hit your plus button on your volume up. Hit volume down and hit this one. I've only got 2 that's saved in there right now. That's how you get your steering wheel controls. That's the updater. It's wanting me to resume. I've only got like 5% so far, and this will go all the way across to update. Anyway, this has got CarPlay and everything on it. Here's our backup camera. There's your Bluetooth music. Connects to your phone. A bunch more apps you can add on here. Gmail, Spotify, TikTok, RMS service, Google Assistant, YouTube. Add all that on there. Look like it's looking for a network. I don't have a network connected to this. Okay, hit this little square up here, and that's all your apps you've just been looking at. You can go to them real easy that way. Like you can go back to that real easy. Hit that again. Back to the radio. Or you can go back to your music you gotta have on USB or your local. I gotta figure out how you store. Take those on the USB and store them in here. We can always have them in here. You can have a new label. You can store it all in your different folders. Like we'll take music right there and then put them in there somehow. I have to figure all that out. There's your equalizer. That's pretty neat. You just go back to it real easy. There's your maps. And then your back button. And your home button's right here. Yeah, you can add all kind of different apps on here. Gotta go to the Play Store. And this is like brand new, of course, and I gotta download some more. This is by Eonon. Nice little unit. This is where you can go in and set up your SIM card. 1 and 2 and mobile data. Turn that on and off. Set up your internet. I don't know why that thing keeps kicking it off. You turn it on, you'll see the Wi-Fi here. I see somebody else's internet's on there too. I was trying to connect to my phone. Yeah, I was trying to connect to my phone. Being as I turn the Wi-Fi back on. So that's pretty neat. I don't think I got any copyright-free music on there, so I really can't play that. This last button over here just puts the whole display on, just blanks it out. You just touch anywhere on the screen, it'll kick it back on. Pretty easy to run, just like running a computer. Or your GPS or... Okay, I switched phones, so now we go to Z-Link. We go to CarPlay. Android Auto. You can see right there it's in Bluetooth mode. You can mirror your phone where it's the same screen as on your phone as on the radio. But you got to use your Z-Link in order to connect to the CarPlay. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up on this install video and review video, and I could spend much more time, especially on the CarPlay. Didn't get to spend much time on that, and also the Bluetooth music. And this is playing off of the USB on the CarPlay USB. You put your playlist over here, and it sounds so good. So I appreciate Eonon sending this out so we can check it out and install it, and it's really amazing what all it can do. I'm gonna leave links down below, eBay link and also your Amazon link, so you can click on that to buy you one. I tell you what, it's be so worth it once you get it installed. Your maps, your CarPlay, your radios, I mean, you can play movies and everything on this. It's so neat. Alright, I appreciate everybody watching.
Hey Siri, call Penny. Hey Google, play music.